Hey, this is Andrew Luck, quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts, and I represent Stampede Blue.
Welcome back to SB Nation. I'm Amy K. Nelson, and joining me right now is #1 overall pick of this year's draft, quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. Not the Coats, the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, Andrew Luck. Thanks for coming through.
No, absolutely.
Okay, I know that you've had a ton of stuff to do over this weekend and today, but could you just quickly give us a synopsis of what it's like being here for the NFLPA Rookie event?
Yeah, no, it's great. It's obviously it's fun to be with all the other rookies, and I got a couple teammates here, in Dwayne and Kobe, so that's fun. And it's nice to get together and sort of hammer out some of the memorabilia, the trading card stuff, but also get a little more of an introduction into maybe some of the business partners of the league and how you can get involved in that. And then also it's always great to be with the PA and really learn more about the organization, how much they really do have your back in the football realm, outside of the football realm. So it's real fun to be here.
Now, one thing that's a little unique about you, well, I guess there are a few things a little unique about you, but you are still a currently enrolled college student, and you're trying to finish your degree, and that's set to happen June 7th?
If I pass.
If you pass. Are you going to have any issues?
I hope not.
You hope not? What's that been like? Because you haven't been able to really join the team like many other players have. So what's it been like being back on campus, trying to finish the degree, but also knowing what's sort of ahead of you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a daily struggle trying to find motivation to go to class. I think
way.
I think all parts of me want to be in Indianapolis, with working out with the team and all that good stuff. But I realize I want to finish strong in school. Put 3.5 years of work in. I think I can stomach another month or 3 weeks or whatever it is, and finish strong and respect that whole process as well.
Do you have finals?
I do.
Studying?
They're projects, I guess. So
they're final projects.
Yeah.
So not an actual test per se.
No actual test.
So in terms of studying playbook versus studying for finishing the degree, how's that ratio going right now?
Yeah, it's like 50-50 sort of football to school. Generally my day is wake up and do football in the morning, whether it's lift, run, throw, playbook, meeting room stuff, then eat lunch, do a little more football, and then school in the afternoon.
Okay, and I heard, or I've read, that when you were in a mini camp earlier this year, there were some guys who were really impressed already with your knowledge of the playbook. Is that pretty accurate? Did you feel like you had a pretty good handle when you were with them earlier this year?
I forced them to say that to the media.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
But no,
nice tactic.
It's fun to learn a new playbook. I don't think I'm anywhere near where I need to be, as a quarterback with the familiarity of it. But it's fun to learn a new playbook, and Coach Arians has done a great job, Coach Clyde, of sort of giving it to us in a format where we can learn it and digest it and hopefully continue to get better with it.
Okay, true or false? Every interview that you've done, at least over the last 6 months, Peyton Manning's been mentioned.
That's true.
That's accurate?
Yes, that's accurate.
Sorry to...
Including this one?
Yep, I just rack it. We got to rack it. But is it just sort of everything, something that you expect every time you sit down, that you're going to have to face questions about not just Peyton Manning, but also this term rebuilding in Indianapolis?
No, absolutely. I would ask the questions too if I was on the other, on the other side of the table. So, yeah, it's part of it. Peyton was the best. He is the best. He was, my favorite quarterback growing up. I know I'm not going to wake up and try and measure myself to Peyton Manning every day. I think you're a little crazy, doing that. I know I have different personality. Try and go about things my own way. Hopefully one day I can be up there with Peyton, in terms of history, but no, it's a long road. There are a lot of work, and but I'll go on, and I'm not worried too much about it.
One other thing in relation to the Colts, Reggie Wayne recently said that really no one should write it down in stone that you guys are going to suck. Like, that there shouldn't be an assumption that you guys are going to be terrible. What did you think about that?
Well, I don't see any reason why we can't win games. Obviously there's going to be bumps in the road, but no one prepares to lose. I know there's guys in the locker room, Reggie, Mathis, Freeney, that I don't think Mathis had ever missed a playoff, as a professional. So I view it as sort of my job to come in there and how can I help those guys finish their careers, whether it's the next 5 years, 10 years. How can I make sure they finish their careers, as winners with hopefully a couple Super Bowls. So yeah, we're going to prepare to win. I think, no one wants to lose, and we'll go at it as such.
And I would be remiss if I did not ask you about this, because I feel like it's a duty just to the general public, but can you give us a status update on the neckbeard? A, why it's been so long, and B, when will it possibly return?
The neared has probably died a cruel death. It was a bad look.
No!
It was a bad look, but maybe it comes back, who knows. It was a bad look. I don't think I could pull it off again.
Well, you've got a lot of fans out there of that look. Just,
Appreciate it.
Okay. Well, listen, Andrew Luck, thank you for giving us an update on the status of your facial hair, and also thank you for coming by and talking to us today. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yep, and good luck.
Appreciate it.